Hello, this is Kara from Kara Tarot with a general reading for Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. I'm using two decks today, the Manuscript of Initiations Tarot and the Rana George Lenormand I'm going to use to create my questions for the spread. Beautiful backs on this Rana George Lenormand. And I'm going to be using 5 cards. Because both of these decks are a little smaller. So as you know, with the questions, I usually lay out the question cards and then make sure I like the order of them. And these are the beautiful backs of the Manuscript of Initiations deck. I've mentioned before, one of the things I love about the Rana George cards is that they look as if you're indoors looking out different windows. Now I've decided with these particular cards, I'm going to leave them in the order that they were. This is generally, we have 2 really happy cards. This is more exuberant, and this might be more of a peaceful happiness. So 2 kinds of happiness. The bear is about power. And I'm going to take the woman and the man. In a Lenormand reading, you would take your reading from that point. I'm going to be using these as internal influences and external influences. And I've already shuffled and cut these. Let's see if I can shift this a tiny bit. Okay, there we have it better. And to come to think, I am going to shift these too. Make that a bit more of a mirror image. Okay, so we start off today. What are we exuberant about? What is giving us a lot of energy? Interesting, okay. So that is the 8 of Swords. And what's giving us energy is that we are feeling kind of stymied. The 8 of Swords usually means that you're feeling, here we have the person backed up against the wall, and also that you are powerless, that you're this little rabbit with a sword, although in medieval marginalia, rabbits are often quite terrorizing. There's the word. So I'd say the thing that's really energizing you to jump is the fact that you're feeling perhaps even kind of stagnant. Keep in mind, if you know about fish, like aquarium fish, sometimes when they're jumping out of the water, it's because there's not enough oxygen in the water. So they're feeling a little suffocated. And here we also have thrown into the mix the King of Diamonds. The King of Diamonds is about mastery of your physical environment. So again, you could be feeling kind of just like this time of year, you could be feeling kind of housebound. So that's motivating you to want to leap out and get a little freshness into your life and also get a little freshness in your perspective too. Your internal influences, that's what we're using the woman for today. More swords. The Two of Swords. You're feeling that you have a decision to make, that you're torn between two things. This one looks kind of like a fish, so you're torn between being the leaping fish or being the ostrich that's digging his head in the sand, or just digging in. This would be that perhaps you have a lot of duties at home that are keeping you at home. This time of year, that's very common. And so you're really torn between you want to get out, get that fresh perspective. That's really feeling motivated to you, but there really are things that you have to get done that require buckling down. Again, this time of year, that often is the case at work as well, when people are planning for trips, people planning for holidays, but they still have to focus and get the work done. Your power, your source of power and strength is coming from swords again, the Knight of Swords. You have a particular power of being able to dive in and to try to achieve the impossible by not getting the full lay of the land and jumping in, which might be something good to apply to your decision. Whichever decision you make, you need to kind of just leap into it and get working on it, whichever decision that you make. So I'm going to be using the man as the external influences. Now, the internal influences were also swords. They were also intellectual, and that goes with that decision. The bear is clubs. This is fire and passion, and that was the 10 of Wands, which can also mean feeling overburdened. Even though you are very powerful, you have the power of making these decisions, you can also be overburdened, and that could be part of why you just want to dig right in and get started. The external influences has the Ace of Hearts, which is an impetus to respond out of emotion, an impetus to respond out of love, the beginning of something new. This would be something that's refreshing. You've got something that's new and exciting, and you want to put your focus there. And that is the Eight of Cups, which is also saying you want to get out. You want to get away from whatever it is that's tying you down, and you want to be moving forward. Leaving behind the things that might be making you unhappy, that might be making you feel trapped. And even things that might be cutting towards you, given that there's so many swords. It can be mentally cutting, things that are distressing you. And this person is walking away towards the future, but maybe leaving behind a trusted companion here. And also leaving behind some growth. So those are things to consider. And finally, the Clover is one of the sayings about this card is no matter where it appears in a reading, it brings a better luck to the reading as a whole, that it gives you something positive even in the darkest reading. And this isn't really a dark reading. It's kind of a stagnant reading, maybe. And we have here the Six of Diamonds, the Six of Coins, which is generosity. So you don't have just great joy, you have a generosity of spirit. And so this is going to be your action for the day, how you're going to act out of generosity. And this is the Four of Wands, and that's family celebrations. Perfect for this time of year. We have music, we have dance, and even that's, I think, a wedding ring, which is often weddings and family celebrations are all kind of lumped together in the Four of Wands. And here we have the fertility of this bush that's in flower and fruit at the same time. A lady in red, power, and a lady in blue, peace. So you have this combination of peace and power. We already talked about your power here, having this mastery. So it looks pretty clear from this that the cards are saying to go ahead and dive right in and leave, with the understanding, this is again back to the decision, with the understanding that you may have to leave some things behind. This card with this celebration and the good, whatever the situation, may be telling you if you hold out a little bit longer, you know, you're going to be having these things that come up that are sustaining to you anyway. You're going to be having these gatherings of people that you love and good times and festivities, and they may feed you. That may be the brightness in the dark that's going to feed you to help you get through this. And in that way, you would not have to leave anything behind, because you would be staying and you would be just handling whatever it is that you have to handle with energy and with inspiration and fight. You can apply these things just as easily to your decisions. You can apply your heart just as easily to your work as you can to leaving things behind. We're at a time of year when maybe the thing that we're leaving behind is the old year. A new year gives us a chance for freshness regardless. I'm not helping you with the decision. That's not my job. My job is to give you the lay of the land. And and it's not the job of the cards either. The job of the cards is to give you the lay of the land, not to tell you what you should do. This is assuring you that you can find something happy in either decision. I would add this your Ace of Hearts here, may be telling you that there is a man who is emotionally involved, who's going to be involved in this process and may be affected or may be influencing you in terms of what the decision is that you're making. And since this person is coming to you out of a generous affection, you and is the leading man, then you may very well, and this is an external influence, that's what we said before, you may very well want to be weighing it with that person in mind as you make this decision. Your internal influences, as we said, are very sharp, and they want to kind of cut things off so that new things can grow. They want to prune things back so that new things can grow. But this is also kind of a dance that's going on, so that that dance may actually be, there are different kinds of dances. This doesn't look like a particularly joyous dance that the fish are doing. This looks like a very formulaic dance, which might even mean manipulation of some kind. So if you want to examine your internal influences, again, before you make the decision, examine your internal influences, that you're not trying to manipulate either him or others involved, but that you just take care of yourself. You focus on yourself and your wants and needs in the long range. Things that are missing here are the wands that, things that are missing here are the pentacles. We have the King of Pentacles here, and these, the generosity there, the mastery and the generosity of of material matters, but they're not reflected in your tarot cards. So I think this is kind of saying that you want to also reflect on that, your mastery of material matters and the generosity of your material matters as you consider either the diving backwards. This is running backwards to kind of attack something that happened before, or moving forward to move away from it. And there may be a central role here which helps you get to that. So, sort of all over the place today, but the message is really clear. And you are at a decision point. There is no one road that is predetermined. You have to go with the road that's going to allow you to hold on to as much of this as you can to get the most out of your happiness. I hope that's helpful for you today. This is Cara from Cara Tarot. Thank you.